My name is Jennifer Alexander, and I'm a liver transplant survivor. In February of 2016, while on vacation in the Caribbean, I realized something was wrong when I began having itchy skin, diarrhea, and swelling of the feet. Concerned for my health, I returned home immediately and saw my family doctor. He then referred me to the hospital to have the necessary tests done, then to a liver specialist where I was diagnosed as having non-alcoholic cirrhosis of the liver that would require a liver transplant.
Hey everyone, my name's Tisa Alexander, and I'm a mother, a wife, a daughter, a sister, and a friend. But I'm also a living organ donor. So my journey with organ donation began back in 2016, and at that point, my parents had come to my siblings and I and basically told us that my mother was very ill and that her liver was failing.
I was scared and at times became very irate with the people around me. Unless I could find a living donor, it was critical that I go on the waiting list for a matching donor.
We knew that my mom was sick, but it was more so that she was managing this illness with medication and doctor visits.
I was retaining a lot of fluid in my abdomen and had to make hospital visits to have it drained. Initially, on a monthly basis, then it progressed to every 2 weeks, and soon it was every week. I had lost my appetite and was practically living in the bathroom, but looked like I was 9 months pregnant.
Her best chances of survival is to get a living organ donor. So I didn't really know much about it at that point, neither did my siblings. So I went and started to Google everything I could find, started to look up organ transplant, organ donation. Really didn't have a good sense of what it really entailed. The most I knew about organ donation, is when you fill out your driver's license and they ask you if you want to be an organ donor. So that was the extent of my knowledge at the time.
My husband's patience and reassurance that everything was going to be all right helped, along with regular visits from my children and grandchildren. My daughter was tested, and I was incredibly fortunate and overjoyed to learn that she was a match.
So in January of 2017, I donated about 70% of my liver to my mom, and the surgery went well. She has, again, part of my liver in her. She recovered pretty quickly and did really well.
The recovery process took a lot of hard work and time. I had lost a lot of muscle mass and had to endure physiotherapy to regain my mobility.
Myself, not so much. I had a bit of a complication with some internal bleeding after my donation, so I actually had to go back in for a second surgery to kind of stop that bleeding and patch up whatever was going on in there.
Today, I am retired and living in the islands with my husband, who is also retired. We spend our time enjoying the beaches and nature, as well as feeding the homeless on the island.
The folks at the University Health Network were very supportive along the whole way. They kept track of everything and were very good at communicating. So that was a really good experience, despite having a little bit of a snag along the way.
I still have good and bad days, but enjoy more good days than bad. I am so thankful for my daughter for taking the time to get tested and becoming a liver donor.
Within our community, within the African, Caribbean, and Black community, a lot of times physical health, mental health, things like these don't really get talked about. There's almost sort of a negative stigma towards these things in our community, and it becomes hard to talk about what's really going on. So hopefully my story and my journey can inspire at least one person or provide a little bit more education, and maybe it'll change your life. Thanks for listening today.